Dave. I don't think it was a wise decision for me to have more coffee. Probably was the...
I think it was a brilliant idea.
It was the caffeinated straw that broke the Monkey Lord's back. Talking of backs, we're back.
We are back.
We're back with...
More Does It Groove?
Does it groove? We will find out the answer to this total question that many people have on their minds every single day, Dave. What have you got on your new bass?
I have just freshly restrung the bass with some... Actually, I think they're prototypes for new Dario NYXL bass strings.
Yes, we had a flash pretty exciting box somewhere, but it's disappeared now. But basically, Dave is a beta testing artist for new prototype Dario NYXL bass strings. Bass!
And actually, they're due out very soon.
They are?
For release.
Now,
Cool.
we just harassed Elaine from Dario on the phone. What did she tell you about them?
She basically, I wanted to know what it was that made these strings so different to every other string, and so she
gave you some notes.
She gave me some notes
that you put on your phone,
which I put on my phone so that I could be accurate with my description of the technical details of these particular strings.
Yes.
So, in her words, they are a completely different sort of construct. So they've got a thinner core than their standard strings. They have a range called flex steels, which are steel core strings that are much thinner core, so they're a bit more sort of responsive, and a bit easier to play and that kind of thing, and hold their tuning well.
Right.
So it's got a similar size core to their flex steels, but these are made of a high carbon steel.
High carbon steel?
Yes. And
like a samurai sword?
Yes. And they are wrapped in nickel, so the wrapping itself is nickel, and they've changed the ratio of core to wrap.
Okay.
All of this should mean that they are really stable, comfortable to play, feel nice and sort of smooth straight out of the pack, and they have deep, powerful low end with a more sort of harmonic sustain to them.
I always find talking about tone to be incredibly difficult because everyone's ears are different and it's a completely subjective thing. But when you put them on this bass literally 5 minutes ago, the first thing I said was, wow, they're pokey, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They definitely have a lot more sort of attack and...
poke.
Yeah, I mean, as for sustaining and whatever, holding its tune and whatever, we've literally just restrung it.
Yes.
I haven't played really at all. So, we'll see how they fare.
Now, if you wanted to know what they sounded like in comparison to Dave's previous strings, then watch the previous video because he had them on.
I did.
How do these sound, Dave?
These sound a little bit like this.
They sound more aggressive to me. They've got, like, they're brighter and they've got more of a, in the spectrum I'm kind of imagining I can see, it's more dominant than the upper mids.
Yeah, and it sounds like they've kind of put a sort of, I guess it's probably around 5k.
Like a dark glass filter.
There seems to be a sort of little shelf of about 4 dB at around 5k, I think.
Right.
All the way up.
Producer bassists.
Yeah.
How does it sound with the dark glass? But before you do that, I'm going to put the heating on because it's fucking cold in this room.
It is very cold. Yay! The heating is on.
It's on the street!
Cool. So, with the dark glass distortion pedal,
yes,
it sounds like this.
With the feel, you were saying that...
Yeah, I find with most, particularly with bass strings, because the winding is so thick on them, I normally have to sort of put some sort of goop on the strings to kind of like make them feel like they've been played for a bit.
Right.
Because obviously all the little I don't know what you call it.
The holes in between the grouting.
Yeah. Yeah. Eventually.
The micro grout.
Eventually, obviously, the strings get a bit more dull and whatever because your skin and oil and sweat and whatever starts to fill all those
Fills
gaps.
the grout.
And these kind of feel sort of straight out of the box, a lot more, I don't know, smooth.
Right.
There's a lot less friction than there usually is.
Yeah.
With a brand new set of strings.
Okay, that's interesting.
So that's really cool because that's something that is normally quite irritating. You kind of put a load of fresh strings on it. It sounds great, but you kind of got to fight against the friction. And this has the benefit of those fresh sounding strings.
Well, we've been shooting this video for about, I'm going to estimate 6 to 7 minutes, and you put them on this bass about 3 minutes before that and played them for approximately 2 minutes. So why don't you play more and then we'll see if it's kept its tune.
Okay.
Sick. Is it in tune?
Let's find out.
Let's find out. So, first string is
in
tune. Next string is the smallest percentage possible flat.
I think that's...
Yeah, that's in.
Tiniest.
It does the thing where it's in tune, out, so it's like maybe a cent.
That's it.
Yeah. Is that it?
Yeah, and that's in tune.
Wow, there you go.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, it's in tune.
We are amazed.
That is actually really, really impressive.
Yes. Now, the thing you won't know about Dave, or maybe you do know about Dave, is Dave is no bullshitter, and if he doesn't like something, he just says so.
I do tend to do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, genuinely you like these?
Yeah, they're great. Yeah, they're really, really nice strings.
Wow, you're the perfect person to beta test these new NYXL bass strings from Didario. And you know what's quite cool is that I'm going to Didario in New York, taking my wife, and I'm going to have a little tour of the factory and shoot a documentary. So if you have any questions about Didario strings or Planet Waves or anything, you can ask in the comment section below, and I will answer them for you.
Chappers hooking you up there.
Yes, I got the keys to your mind palace.
Threw your keys on the floor.
I didn't need those keys. And I don't need any more coffee. Well, I've been Rob.
I've been Dave.
And these have been the new high carbon steel reinforced cable nickel NYXL bass perfection beta test strings from Didario.
Do they groove?
Explosion.